Hi guys, thanks for popping back to the channel. Just a quick little video today for you. I've not been on for a while, as you know, but I've got a love of the drones. Although I've sold, 3 of them, each time a new one comes out I do like to get it and try it, and I've heard so much about the Mini 2, I decided to go out and buy one, and to be honest I'm not disappointed at all. This is the little baby. She is absolutely lovely. Nice and light, nice and fast, copes incredibly well actually against the real wind. The only downside I'd say is the LEDs on it, I think are pretty shocking. Let's take the gimbal guard off. The back one's not bad, but I think the front one's a bit rubbish. When it comes on, there it is. You can have different colours on it. You can have it as white, or you can have it what they call breathing effect, or you can have it solid on. I've just got it on blue at the moment. The back one's quite impressive, but due to the size of the drone, obviously it's only tiny. When it gets up in the sky, it's really hard to see. Once you've lost sight of this back flashing one, I really don't know why DJI didn't just put a strobe on the top. I mean, I've seen some strobes on the internet and they're like flipping, as big as this flipping camera bag on the top of the drone, which looks absolutely bloody stupid. So why they didn't just put a high powered LED on the top, so night flying was then legal. Apparently it's not legal if you haven't got a strobe on the top recommended by the CAA in the UK. That can be seen 3 miles away. You shouldn't be flying it at night. Anyway, I digress a little bit. What I decided to do was do a bit of research on eBay and YouTube and find some little flashing LEDs that were really good, and I'm just going to tell you a quick story about them. I can just get it on. They're a little bit fiddly, but here they are. Pretty bright, as you can see. And the idea is you mount a couple of these on the drone. Generally you put them on the advert all the time. It shows them on the legs. Some people have them on the back legs. They come with a little bit of Velcro. Just turn that off before my left eye falls out. They come with these little tiny sticky pads, 3M sticky pads, to stick them on. Quite nice little things. But don't stick them on, and don't in fact even buy them, because I've stuck them on my drone. And when I shut the front legs, although it's shown as the way to do it, shut the back. When I shut the front legs, the little tiny thing comes up against the drone and bends it over, sort of like that. Not sure if you can see that there. So I came down this morning, took the drone out of the bag, and they were just bent over like they were been on the L last night. So I thought, well, I'm not having that. They look a right flipping mess. So I decided to just gently pull them off, and although the little sticky pads look like they're 2 pieces of, almost like, I don't know, something you can pull apart again, a bit like Velcro I suppose I'm meaning, but anyway, they didn't come apart, and as a consequence, this came off my drone with them. You can see there's lumps of foam stuck on them now, and this is what it did to my brand new drone that I've had, I don't know, 4 days. So it basically, let me come in a bit closer there, it basically ripped that foam out of there and ripped that foam out of there. Now it's not massive, I know, but this is how it should look. Nice pretty little grey inserts in there. But now it doesn't. It looks like this. See it? So you can see now where the antenna wire goes to the antenna. Looks a mess. So anyway, don't buy them. My drone weighs 245 grams on its own, and when you put these on it, it's 249, so it's right on the limit. So how people are sticking these loom cubes, are calling them, on top of the drone and still getting below the 250, I don't know. But I mean, very effective, quite effective at night actually when it's out there and it's dark. They are quite effective, but don't stick them onto your legs like I did, because you're just going to absolutely deck it. And when you look under the drone, really, I mean, you could probably put one on the back. You know, you could probably put one on the back area there, but it doesn't look very special, to be honest. But I wouldn't buy them again. They're only about £9 for 2 of them. But don't do it, is my advice to you, because it's just going to, when you come to get them off, you might get away with it on the back legs, by the way, because there's a tiny bit more clearance for it to fold in, but I wouldn't bother with it. For what it's worth, I wouldn't bother with it. So for now, I'm not doing any night flying. Once it gets dimpsy, I'm coming in. But yeah, it's saying because it comes with spare batteries, comes with a little case for the lights. I mean, like you'd ever take them off anyway, like you ever could, because they're virtually welded to the bloody drone. So, but just flicking back to the drone, very impressed with it. These strobes, if you do put them on, which I don't recommend, as I've said before, they definitely do affect the wind. I mean, they don't look very much, do they? But I suppose it's all about the way the drone's been designed to be streamlined when you've got a, you know, quarter of a cigar stuck on the end of it. It does make a difference, believe me. I sent my drone up yesterday in the dark, before I knew about the strobe laws, by the way. Didn't go that high, I don't know, 60 feet up. It was windy here, it's probably over 30 mile an hour outside, and I was actually struggling to get the drone to come forward. Yet I'd flown it in the afternoon in higher winds than that, without the strobe lights on it, and it was doing fine. So I had to actually flick it into sports mode last night, because I didn't think I was going to get it back for a minute. But generally, lots and lots of power with this drone. In sport mode, it's incredibly agile. I've not really done a lot of photography or videos with it yet. The fact that it comes with a nice little charger, I quite like that, to be honest. I mean, I know there's 8.5 billion videos out there. Everybody's probably seen it, but the little charger that takes the 3 batteries in it is nice. Got the LEDs on the front side there. Sequential charging, the usual DJI thing, charge that one, charge that one, charge that one. That's a little bit annoying, but I've labelled my batteries up just so that I know, you know, which ones I've just used with my old man memory. That's about it really, to be honest. It comes with this strap, which everybody says, oh, this is amazing, this strap. I find it a bit, you know, a bit flippy flappy to get it on, you know what I mean, with my old man fingers. To get all the propellers in it, I mean, they're so flimsy, these propellers. It's absolutely amazing. But one thing did amaze me was how much quieter this was than the Mavic Air that I had before, which was basically, you know, anyone in a 4-mile radius could hear it taking off in the garden, whereas this, you can fly it just a couple of feet away from you, you can hardly hear it. It's pretty amazing, to be honest. I had a couple of issues with an SD card I first put in there. I put a 64 gig in there at first. I don't know why, but it wouldn't format it. I wasn't happy with it. The different make I've got in there now, I can't remember. I think I've got a SanDisk in there actually now. The other one was just a bit of a spurious one. So it obviously likes a good quality memory card in there. Just got your sensors on the bottom for landing. So it senses the floor, it knows it's landing. Obviously it probably uses that for the return to home as well. Again, I haven't initiated that yet. There's lots, I mean, I only got it, I don't know, 4 nights ago. I just had the urge, quickly ordered it on Argos. It was 5,500. There was a few on eBay at like 480. The Flymore combo, obviously, I got. But, you know, they were like 3, 4, 5 days delivery. So I just ordered it on Argos, went straight down, picked it up within half an hour. You know, the click and collect scenario. Brought it home, charged all the batteries up before I did anything, because I'm quite a believer in charge them right up fully, at least the first time. Then put the batteries in it. Just one thing to note on the DJI app, which you'll have to download for it. When you go into the application and you click fly now, It takes you into the drone, and you can, like, you know, provided you've got GPS lock and you've calibrated it, you can fly it. But what I didn't know, because I thought once I put the battery in the drone it would update automatically, but it didn't. So from the application, in the Fly Me application where you've got your camera settings, all the settings, you need to go back to that front screen and it will tell you that the battery needs updating. And you have to do that with all three. So again, you'll put the second one in, think, oh yeah, it's working. I mean, I don't know what the implications are if you don't upgrade the battery, but update the battery rather. But it's on that first screen, it tells you. And I hadn't seen that at first. You know, like I say, this is my 4th DJI drone. I've had the Inspire, the Phantom, the Mavic Air, and now this Mini 2. Just a great little thing. Apparently at the moment gets around a lot of the laws. I don't think that'll last, to be honest. I think, you know, they'll bring something else in that knocks it on the head. I hear talk that the Mini 3 is coming out at the end of the year, so I'm guessing they'll put some improvements on it. I really do hope they put this front light into a decent flashing strobe so you can see it from a decent distance, and really, you know, design a strobe that's on the top of it already built in, you know, that suits the aviation laws, because that's a bit of a shame really. A nice little drone like this and you're going to start sticking lights on it, and obviously what I've done is just ballsed it up basically. I have emailed DJI to see if there's any spare. They're actually foam, grey foam, to see if there's any spares that you could, I don't know, looks like they're screwed in, undo a little screw and pop a new one in there, and they basically just said we don't do spares. That's on the online chat. So I've emailed them a couple of pictures and told them what I've done. Again, that's a bit rubbish as well, because you go on the website, you can only have 3 pictures. You can't have more than 10 megabytes. So as you know now, like, you know, cameras are taking ridiculous quality pictures, so you put like 2 pictures on there and it's too much. So I had a lot of trouble sending that tonight, and I think all I actually really sent was the photograph of the guarantee, and just some advice if I could get them. I've got the insurance on this, the £45 per year, and you can get the drone replaced for £45. You get the second replacement, I think it's for £55. And if it flies away and you haven't got the drone, I don't know how this works, to be honest, it's just about £209 I think to replace it, which is pretty good, when just the drone itself is over 400 quid. So I think it's worth doing that. I've done it anyway, and if I sell it I'll probably sell that on with it. Once the Mini 3 comes out, you know, I'm not one that keeps drones on the shelf, because like it's just money just sat there in it, and really not many people go backwards with it. Once you've got the new latest drone, well, I don't anyway. I don't go back to the, you know, the Inspire or back to the Phantom, because I've sold them for a start, so I wouldn't have done that. Inspire was a fantastic drone, but again, very loud. If you want to be a bit discreet, flipping around with your camera and doing some nice overhead shots, you don't attract too much attention. And believe me, I've had a few rows with people over drone usage. Not being a lunatic or trying to crash into anybody, but generally flying over the back of my area where we've got what they call the back hill. It's just a wild piece of land, you know, you can just fly around there, there's nobody underneath you. But, you know, people still come out saying, I don't want that drone near my house, you're naughty boy. So I've had a few rows with people over that, and it does take the shine off a bit. Another guy told me where I was flying on the moors, I was affecting the nesting birds on the floor, which was a bit of a laugh really. So yeah, that's about all I can tell you really. I know I've not been on for a while. As I've probably told you before, we've got our grandson lives with us now, and there's not much quiet time until he's gone to bed. I've just tucked the wife in, she's gone to bed, so I thought I'll just do a quick little vid on these. But like I say, the little strobe lights you see on Amazon or eBay or anything like that, quite effective. I've also seen somebody say that they stopped using them because they thought it looked too much like police, because it's obviously a red and blue. You know, you just need to go back to the old-fashioned way on this, you know, a nice bright green flashing strobe light on the front and a nice red one on the back, so you can see it easier from the floor. Because honestly, I flew it, well, I played it back the other day on the app, a flight that I did. God, it was cold, really cold, up on top of the hills here. It was in an icy car park. I just flew it away 400 metres and back again, And to be honest, once it had got to like 200 metres, I couldn't even see it. I couldn't see it, and I do like to see it. Yeah, I meant to have line of sight. You know, I had the camera was fine, the picture was fine, but I couldn't see it at all. Even when I flew it back to myself, it had gone up the other side of the car, you know, about 50 yards away from me. Tell I'm old, can't you? And I couldn't even see it. So I had to just study the camera picture where it was bright sun. It was hard to see where I was looking. I couldn't work out where we were for a second or two. And I was about to hit the return to home button, and my grandson spotted it and pointed it out. So he was quite handy that day. So just a couple of nights ago that I was trying to catch the evening sun on the snow up on the Pennines. It looked amazing on the motorway, but when I got up there I didn't really get it high enough because it was absolutely blowing a gale, and obviously don't want to lose it yet, my little drone. Don't want to have to spend that £209 to get another one. So anyway, that's about it. That's all I've got time for really today. Just be careful if you buy them. Don't stick them on your drone like I did, because it just wrecks it getting him off. I don't really know what else you could do with them really. Anyway, there's lots of little holders now you can get for the drone with some strobe lights on them. They're probably quite expensive, and they're definitely, you know, quite big. They look a bit cumbersome, but just be careful because apparently the weights do, you know, vary quite a lot. Like I said, mine's 245 grams. Some people are saying they've got like 238, so you've got a bit more room to play with, but just bear that in mind. It might be best ordering some, sticking it on the scales and seeing what it comes out of. Oh dear. Oh, before you get too excited. So anyway, I'll let you all go now on your Friday night. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. Please keep subscribing if you can, and like and share as much as you can. Click that bell icon. Thanks guys, I'll see you again.